Hello and welcome to the Fuzzy Loaf podcast, where we talk about what's going on with pop culture and other nonsense. I'm Scott. That's
Matt.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Perfect. And we don't know what we're going to talk about this week, really, because I didn't make a list of anything.
Yeah.
Matt didn't make a list of anything. And honestly, nothing really happened because we can't remember anything, so it's not been that important.
Yeah.
But we got more Pokemon stuff that we can talk about.
That's true.
Which I think is pretty interesting, the stuff that came out this week, because it kind of confirms a lot of those leaks that happened months ago. So it kind of makes it seem like those leaks are pretty legit. So what do you watched the news trailer, right?
Yeah, you'll have to refresh me because all of them start to blend together.
Okay, this one was talking about the version exclusives.
Okay, yep.
So
monkey.
Yeah, do you want to talk about those guys first?
Sure. So there's two monkey version exclusives. There's an orangutan for Sun.
Orangutan is for Moon.
What? Sorry.
Yeah. So we've got Passimian. He's kind of like a monkey lemur football monkey, like they talked about in the leaks.
Yep. They throw berries at Pokemon.
Kind of, yeah. And they have a really interesting ability that's for like double battles and stuff. He's exclusive to Sun, and then Oranguru.
That's what it is.
Which is an orangutan like teacher type, and he is exclusive to Moon.
Yeah, and I think their types are fighting,
and then normal psychic.
Yeah.
So, also just confirming that Sun is the game that I want to get.
Yeah, it kind of seems that way more and more.
Some people are really interested. It's always interesting to see like which people are into which games. So
the other ones were
there was Rockruff's evolution is different depending on which version.
I think it's Lycan
Rock
is the evolved form.
So
and then there's Midday form and then
Midnight form, which is a werewolf.
Yeah.
Pokemon have had split evolutions, but not like this, where there's a different form depending on which game it is. So that's kind of interesting.
I wonder if there's going to be more Pokemon like that, or...
Well, it's funny that you say that because in one of the leaks or whatever, they said that Lycanroc's evolution has a connection to the starters. So people are thinking that the starters might have different evolutions depending on which game you choose.
That would be pretty fucking crazy.
Like I said, well, these games are already pretty fucking crazy, so it's really not like that shocking.
It is kind of shocking.
But I mean, like,
they're adding so much. If that's true,
they're going completely off the fucking walls with these games. But they're I like Midday form. Midnight form looks kind of dumb to me. Kind of looks like a character from like a Sonic game.
They both look the same to me. I mean, they both look like what fifth graders' drawing of a Pokemon would be. If like, my favorite thing is a dog and I like Pokemon.
It's a very cynical approach to it.
A little bit.
I get it.
Like, neither of them are that cool that I'm like, oh, the other one sucks so much. It's like, okay, that one's slightly better.
I think it's kind of cool that there's a rock type Pokemon that looks like more of a mammal, because most rock type Pokemon just look
just
like rocks.
A rock or dirt or something.
Pretty much, yeah. I think that was it for the. Oh, and then it showed that UBO2 is a version exclusive. The absorption is in Sun, and then beauty is in Moon. So I have no idea what the deal with the Ultra Beasts are.
I feel like it's just going to end up being like another legendary Pokemon, but they're just going to call it something. You know what I mean? Like, they're making this distinction, but I feel like it's going to be just like if you had like a freaking Ammonite or Amistar or whatever. Omnistar. I can't.
Those are the fossil Pokemon.
No, I know, but I'm just saying they're legendary Pokemon.
Oh. Well, yeah, we'll see. Who knows? It could, like, this game's fucking like ridiculous. And then so we had like a little release of the trailer for the anime, and then some info about that, where so apparently Ash is not going to be taking on any gyms or anything this time around. He's going to be attending school in Alola, which kind of confirms no gyms this time around.
Yeah.
Because otherwise that's probably what he would be doing.
I mean, we'll see for sure, but that's kind of where it seems to lead.
Yeah. And then it's kind of got a new art style, which you said it looks kind of dumb, or you didn't really like it that much.
Yeah, I'm not as big of a fan of it.
The noodly anime.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. I'm like, oh, it's kind of a cool departure, a cool change up. I like the different colors. Everything seems kind of like, I don't know. It's when something's been around for like 20 years, it's kind of cool to like change it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
So,
I don't necessarily like the way they changed it, but I agree that it's probably time for them to change it.
I'll probably check it out because, like I've said, I've been watching the anime in Japanese right now. So, but was there anything else about Sun and Moon?
I don't think so, because it's been. I don't think there's anything else about Sun and Moon that's come out since then.
Yeah, we just have to look forward to apparently a snowman-based Pokemon because that was in the leaks too. I think almost everything that's been in the leaks has been confirmed except for those pictures that we saw of the final forms of the starter Pokemon, which I really hope those turn out to be true.
Yeah.
Because if that's the final form for Litten, I'm definitely choosing Litten. Because I really like it a lot. It's either that one.
It's such a dumb name.
They're all dumb names.
They are. Like, it's just, it's dumb because I know what's gonna, like, I already know.
The best was when in Gen 5 when someone was like, when it was Tepig, the fire pig, people are like, before its name was even announced, what is it going to be? Pig Knight and Embor and then something else. And then they ended up actually being that for its evolutions. Tepig's evolution is Pig Knight and its final form is Embor.
That's pretty
I just
fun,
love,
though.
like, fans nailed it.
Yeah.
Because they're like so aware of like, oh, well, it's going to be some kind of dumb pun.
Yeah. And I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, the names in Gen 1 were so much better.
They're
it's like
stupid.
Ekans is snake backwards.
They were even going to be like way worse.
Yeah. But it's just funny sometimes.
Yeah. Like, what was it? Abra was originally going to be named Hocus. And I think Kadabra was like Pocus.
Yeah.
Abracadabra sounds a lot better. Alakazam. And then Coughing and Wheezing are going to be LA and NY for Los Angeles and New York.
That'd be pretty funny.
But I think Coughing and Wheezing is a better, like, pun, I guess. But then you've got other Pokemon like Seal.
Yeah.
And Dugong.
You just spelled seal wrong.
Yeah, pretty much.
If I remember correctly, they spell it S-E-A-L.
Yeah, like to seal.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like, why?
I think, like, I'd like to think they've gotten a little more creative with their names.
Yeah.
Now, some don't make any sense. Some are funny. Some are good. It doesn't really matter. You can give them a nickname. You can name whatever you want. But I'm still really pumped for Sun and Moon. Can't wait. More information coming October 4th. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that shit.
They're going to be announcing that. I'm just kidding. Oh, wait. There is more Pokemon news that I totally freaking forgot.
What was that?
The CEO of that Pokemon company or whatever they call themselves now was doing an interview or was doing a bunch of interviews in Japan, and some of the translations started coming through last week. And he said in multiple interviews that Pokemon is coming to the NX.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. So like, what?
No details. It could just be ports of old Pokemon games. It could be this current Pokemon game. But he said a Pokemon game is in development for NX. And he did also confirm that NX is a handheld and a
console hybrid.
So it's like, once again, these are translations, but he said it in multiple interviews, which makes me think
this could be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see, like, the NX is like, it's like this system we've known about for so long, but still
have
shrouded.
Absolutely no idea.
It's shrouded in so much mystery still. So we'll see. That could be pretty cool, I guess. I mean, Pokemon is made for handheld.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Is like, oh, take it anywhere, play with your friends, stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to see what a Pokemon game on it. I mean, because it's like you said, it's gonna be a console hybrid, but what a Pokemon game on a console looks like.
Maybe more powerful. Like,
we've kind of seen that before with like Pokemon Coliseum and XD, but those are lame.
Yeah, those are. I would hope that it's more like a traditional Pokemon game, but with like what they're doing with Breath of the Wild, where it's going to be like this bigger game,
more
or whatever.
powerful, more
or
like
even if it's like a normal sized Pokemon game with like the same graphics or comparable graphics to the 3DS, but upscaled properly.
Right.
But you could play like with your friends or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you could actually see them in your world and stuff like that. That would be sweet.
Maybe it'll be like another Gen 7 Pokemon game, kind of like how when Super Smash Brothers came out, and there was Smash Brothers for the 3DS, and then Smash Brothers for the Wii U.
Yeah,
where they were basically like the same game, but they had differences, and you could even play with them together. Maybe they'll do something like that.
Yeah,
who knows? It all depends on when this NX is even supposed to come out.
It's Q1 of next year. I think it's like February or March.
What the fuck? Really?
Yeah.
We don't know anything about it?
Yeah, the speculation is if we don't hear something big in October, which could coincide with what they're doing with the Pokemon event or whatever, if they don't do it like a Nintendo Direct soon, it's
not
probably
gonna
pushed.
happen. Yeah.
Because this is. I
When
mean,
do you think
they're
they-
holding really tight to their vest. If
It seems weird to release a console in like the first quarter of a year. Don't you usually do that in like November? the fall?
Nintendo did.
Most systems come out like the
Nintendo
fall.
released the Wii U in May, I believe.
Really? May
Yeah.
of 2013
or 2012. if I
2013,
remember
yeah.
correctly. Yeah, I remember. And the consoles used to release around E3, like the Sega and the Sega Genesis. No, the Sega Dreamcast, and no, it was the Sega Genesis released E3 day of E3.
They had E3 back then? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
E3's been around. It was an offshoot of CES. It started in like the late 80s, if I remember correctly.
So you know a lot more about video games than I do.
Yeah, but yeah, so they used to release in the summer, but now
That's
they
so
release
weird.
more in the winter because obviously Christmas time you're more likely to get a console for Christmas.
Do you think
than-
that Nintendo is more about releasing their stuff earlier in the year? Because if Nintendo tries to release a new console
up against
well, like all of the AAA whatever shit that comes out in November, they'd probably get creamed, right?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
It's like it's like when a movie wants to release when there's like less competition because it'll do better in the box office because
yeah.
you know.
I have a feeling that's kind of what they're thinking. Also, if it's priced competitively, you might still have money. You know what I mean? Like that might be.
Yeah.
It might not be as big of a deal as like buying a $400 console if it's $250, $300. You know?
Yeah, I saw something the other day that I didn't even realize that would like kind of blew my mind. Was it was a tweet talking about like because it was Nintendo's like anniversary, like birthday, because they've been around for like over 100 years, and they said Nintendo has more money than Sony, not just Sony's video game division, Sony as a whole. I'm like, holy shit, that's a lot of fucking money.
That's why, like, when people have been saying, "Oh, Nintendo's consoles have been doing poorly," like they're gonna, they're not gonna be able to do this for much longer. It's like they could fail
forever.
Yeah, pretty much forever.
Because when Nintendo hits with like something, it hits fucking hard.
Yeah,
and like that just does like them so.
When they do arguably have the best properties of any console. The
I would
best
say
exclusive
so.
Stuff.
Best easily. Mm-hmm. Now they're branching out to mobile stuff, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we talked about that much, but the Mario game that's coming to iOS this year.
Yeah, it's like Flappy
later.
Bird with Mario, pretty much, right?
Yeah, a little bit. You tap when to jump, and like you can, by going certain routes or like tapping and holding, you can jump differently and stuff like that. So it's kind of like an endless runner, except for your goal is to finish the level, and like you want to collect coins or this, that, or the other thing for certain objectives. It looks interesting. It's not
anything I'm gonna ever play,
but
because I don't play mobile games.
I just never play games on my phone. I just never feel like
I don't either. If I'm like, when am I gonna play a game on my phone? When do I have time to do that? If I'm taking a poop, I'm scrolling through Twitter or something like that. I don't play games on my phone.
Plus, if I was gonna play a game on my phone, I'd probably just play like Pokemon or Fire Emblem and just do it through a ROM.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, it's like.
Or I used to play Sudoku in class when I'd be really bored.
Yeah.
I had a Sudoku app and I would play it on my phone. But
other than that, I think that's all the Nintendo news.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's like all the news in general. I don't know. Anything else this week?
Yeah, not much else happened this week. We could talk about Son of Zorn. We both watched that, the first episode.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. It wasn't like great. But I mean, it's also a pilot.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Son of Zorn is a animated live action hybrid about Zorn, who's basically Hercules.
It's He-Man as a deadbeat dad.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And it's a comedy. And I didn't think it was that funny, but I thought it was very interesting.
Interesting concept.
Yeah, this is a really cool concept. I felt like the dialogue between the animated character, or like between Zorn and everybody else, kind of felt like dead.
A little rocky.
Because obviously you're recording it at different times.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get like the same impact.
I thought Jason Sudeikis' voiceover work for Zorn was pretty good though.
Yeah. So it's on Fox.
Fox, yeah.
And you can get it on iTunes for free right now.
Yep.
It's worth checking out. I think it launches, or the premiere is in like October, second week of October, if I remember correctly.
Actually, I think it's tonight.
Is it really?
Yeah, Sunday.
I thought it was still a week or two out, but
well, I'm all confused on my schedule shit. Like, I didn't know there was new episodes of New Girl and Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Scream Queens this week.
oh, there's new episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah, on Hulu.
Well,
So I know I was like, oh, I forgot all about these shows. Now I have a reason to keep my Hulu subscription because I was
same with me. This last month, I was
this
like,
close.
Maybe I'll just cancel it.
Well, I've got a bunch of like subscription stuff that, I mean, they're all like kind of little, but they add up, you know,
Yeah.
or they hit me at the worst times when I'm like fucking broke.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm like, okay, I got $5 to last me 2 days. And then a fucking subscription thing will go through, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just gonna go through and like cancel a bunch of my like podcast subscription stuff I have, or Patreons or whatever, and just. Like, I had someone told me what they had to do to clean that shit up. They just claimed that their card was lost or stolen.
That was me.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me. I was telling you that a while ago.
They're just like, well, because like.
Eventually, it's just so fucking annoying. I was like, I left my wallet at a party. I don't know what happened to it. Can I just cancel my cards and get new ones?
I kind of want to do that because I have a public radio subscription.
Yeah, that shit's
and you
fucking
can't fucking get rid of that. You can, and that's for whatever reason, because it was years ago when I was making like money. Mm-hmm. I had it set to like $15 a month.
Damn.
Well, it was because I wanted to get the stuff for it. So, but then I'm like. Now I'm just like, fuck, I don't have $15 a month to basically just throw away.
Yeah.
So like, well, I can't fucking cancel it because apparently that's not even an option. So I'm going to have to just be like, lost my card.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do it online?
Depends on your bank. My bank I can't, but you go through Wells.
Well, I have the evilest bank in the world, apparently.
So you probably can, maybe.
That Wells Fargo shit that's happened, like come out this week and stuff, has made me like kind of want to leave.
Yeah, it's been coming out for a long time.
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
Super fucking shady.
And then the fine I had to pay was 0.8% of like their like annual income or whatever. So
something like that,
it was basically nothing.
Yeah.
For them, so they're like, oh, well, whatever. Okay, it was nice. That's less than a slap on the wrist. It's more of a, hey.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh, fucking banks, stupid. Don't get me started on that shit.
Banks are the worst.
They're evil.
Mm-hmm.
I met a kid who I worked with. He wanted to be a banker. Like he was going to school. He wanted to be like one of those like Goldman Sachs type people. And I was like,
why?
I was like, oh, you want to be the devil?
Why?
Because obviously, just wants to make money.
Yeah, but you can make money so many other ways.
Doing like good things and not being like a. Like
you can make money being a porn star. There you go, kid. I'm just kidding.
But it's like,
don't take that.
It's like who. I don't know. There's a little bit of advice. If you meet someone who wants to be an investment banker, maybe don't ever talk to them ever again. Because they're not going to be a good person.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be a prejudice for me, but like, come on. What good people want to be investment bankers?
That's like politicians.
Some politicians can be good people. A lot of them are pretty scummy.
But they're good until they are in the system, and then after that point,
some people.
I feel like I would be shocked if I ever meet anybody that's been a politician for.
I believe there are some Leslie Nopes out there.
Hopefully.
Or maybe there will be. People can be. People that are inspired by this current fucking shit show who want to go out there and be a Leslie Nope type.
One can only hope.
Oh, but anyway, what'd you think of Night Owl's new costume in Justice League?
Nah.
People, oh my God, some of the stuff that like goes around for like news, I'm just like, so stupid. Like, why does anyone? People are like talking about it, like writing think pieces on it. I'm like, it's just a fucking Batman suit.
Yeah, I don't know. I am just less and less excited for DC's movies in general.
Yeah.
I didn't think Suicide Squad was that bad, but considering Justice League still has Zack Snyder attached and just like all the shit we've been hearing about Justice League, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to be excited for it.
Yeah. I saw one kind of like article. I was like, why do superheroes need new costumes every movie or whatever? And I'm like, to sell toys. Duh. Mm-hmm. That's the whole point. That's why, like, in the comics, they change their costumes all the time to sell toys. Not even just to kids, but to adults.
Yeah.
Like, the collectors who be like, I have to have every version of Captain America's costume or whatever. Or I've got 17 different versions of Batman. Or, like, why Iron Man has a different armor every week. Because then you can buy a different Iron Man action figure all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just becoming, like, really cynical or whatever, but a lot of like, it's weird to talk about this on our podcast where it's all about talking about like pop culture and shit, but like some of the news that comes out, I just go, who fucking cares, man? Like, it's not in the slightest bit important.
Yeah, it's weird though, because like yesterday when we were at the Renaissance Festival, we were standing there at one point, and it was like a big group of us that went, and a majority of the people that were there just because like everybody was going, not because they're necessarily interested in that stuff.
Yeah.
And like we were standing there watching people like fucking fence, and like they had this thing where you could pay $2.50, you could fence somebody, and your goal was to like pop balloons on their head or whatever. And I was like, we live in a weird fucking world where we are standing here watching somebody who paid $2.50 to pop somebody else's balloon, and like we're in a fucking fair of people where it's like we're pretending like it's the medieval times. It's like, this is such a weird world where like, if that's your thing, if that's the thing that you fucking live for, it's there for you. It's like that shit exists for everybody.
I get that same kind of feeling when like how like live streaming video games is a thing and like Twitch streaming and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, so you're telling me you make money by just playing video games and letting people watch you?
Yeah, man.
Like, to me that sounds like totally fucking stupid. Because I'm like, it's my same reasoning times why I don't like watching sports. Why do I want to watch someone else play a game? I want to play a game.
Yeah, I don't know. There's certain instances, like, sometimes it sounds kind of depressing too, but like, it brings, like, there's a nostalgia thing for me. It brings me back to being like a little kid where we would all get together and have like one system, and it was all single player video games. And it was like, okay, we're going to take turns playing this game. And it's like your friend is playing the game and you're all just like shooting the shit while they're playing the game and it's not your turn. It kind of brings me back to that a little bit, which is very depressing to say. But then like the other thing too is it saves you from having to spend a ton of money on video games and still being able to experience some of it. And sometimes, I don't know, it's just like people doing stupid shit. Well,
I don't know. It's not for me though. But
no,
like,
yeah,
everyone
and
has their own
it doesn't
thing.
have to be for you, and that like,
I collect action figures. Other people think that's really fucking stupid.
But like that's what's so fucking cool about like it's like so
things
stupid.
Today. Everyone has their like own thing, but other people are just like, that's so dumb. But to them, they love it.
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone has their thing. Like, oh, I love. I don't know. Whatever.
Collecting cans of Campbell's soup.
Collecting cans of soup. Yeah.
I'm sure there's somebody out. I'm sure there's a group of people out there that are like, "Oh my God, you have a '96 chunky chicken broth soup. Oh my God." You know. And it's
yeah,
like,
people are in this
all right.
I mean, I collect miniature action figures. I'm just as nobody likes that. Like seriously, I can't even go to because I went to a comic book store and I'm like, oh sweet, and they're like, yeah, we don't even sell them at our other one because nobody buys them anymore. It's just this one dude, and I'm like, well, you got another dude who's gonna buy them.
Yeah.
Because like, so like I have to drive all the way. I have to drive like 30 plus minutes to this comic book store because nowhere else around carries them anymore because just people don't really buy them. So if I want them, I have to go there. I have to go online and get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been watching Star Trek. Started watching Star Trek. Started watching TNG.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, this show is like, I don't know, it's good, it's fine, but like it's intimidating how much there is of it. Just TNG alone, 25 episodes a season with 7 seasons.
Damn.
And then you've got like Deep Space Nine, another 7 seasons. Then like I think Voyager might have like another 7 seasons. And then you've got 3 seasons of TOS and then 4 seasons of Enterprise. Like, Jesus Christ, Star Trek is like fucking just everywhere.
Yeah. It's been going pretty much nonstop.
Pretty much, yeah. Now it's more movies, but now they got Star Trek Discovery coming out.
Yep.
But so I was watching some of the original series, and it made me like, because I started to really like it because I was watching it because there was the 50th anniversary marathon on BBC not this past week, but the week before.
Yeah.
The week of like the 12th or whatever. Made me really appreciate like I really like the new movies, especially like Beyond. Did you ever see Star Trek Beyond?
Yeah. No, actually,
You
no.
did?
We didn't get out to see it.
Oh man, I'm so bummed because it made like no money. It like lost money.
Yeah.
But it's like the best of the 3 new Star Trek films.
I think it was just bad timing for the release.
I think it was that on top of the poor response for Into Darkness.
I thought that was fine.
I mean, I thought it was okay, but a lot of people didn't like it. So it turned a lot of people off to where they're like, no, I'm not going to see this new one. But I'm like, no, guys, they fixed it with this new one. Like, if you just forget that Into Darkness exists and just think 1, 3, it's like perfect. It's like the perfect sequel.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just one of those people where like Into Darkness was not nearly as bad as many other movies I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't get why people get their panties all in a
It's
bunch
mostly
about
like
it.
the real hardcore Star Trek fans. Because it was basically like they were doing something different with this universe, and then with the second one, no, we're just gonna do a retread of the best Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, well, don't do that. Do something new. Keep going with this new stuff you have. You have a whole new universe now. Why do a remake of this one movie? You know?
I don't know. To me, it's like it was probably maybe it was laziness, but it could also just be the fact that was a really good story.
They wanted to try their
a
hand
ton of
in
people
it.
have not, like a ton of people that went to see Star Trek.
I haven't seen Wrath of Khan before.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
I know of Wrath of Khan.
I mean, everyone knows of it.
But it's like I never saw it.
Yeah.
In fact, I've never been a big Star Trek fan, but these movies are.
I never have either, but now I'm starting to kind of get into it. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so see Beyond when it comes out on Blu-ray, like, get it from the Red Box or whatever you have to do. But because I think you'll really like it.
Yeah.
It's really good. I've just been like wanting to watch it again, so I think I might actually buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray. Can say it's gonna be high up on my list when we do our top 10 movies of 2016. That's for sure.
Nice.
Excited for all the Oscar movies coming out now because like I haven't been to the theater to see a movie since Kubo. I usually would go like every weekend.
Yeah.
And it's just been.
There hasn't really been much.
It's been abysmal.
Yeah.
September, I forget that September is like a dumping ground for movies. It's just a trashy.
Just wait, 2 years from now, September is going to be the new the new December.
Maybe.
Before December is even.
That's the thing is people like
new December.
Studios like force like dumping ground seasons on movies, but I do think if people want to see a movie, they'll see it, no matter when it's really released.
Yeah, if you put out a good movie, it's just they always. I mean, I guess it's kind of true. You have to put your worst movie out sometime,
right?
But at the same time, maybe you just shouldn't make that fucking terrible movie. And
well,
I get that
you don't know a movie's gonna be bad until it's done, really.
Yes and no. Maybe some of them I feel like you could probably tell from a mile away that this is gonna be a fucking turd.
Yeah. Sometimes, I don't know, studio heads just greenlight things. You're just like, what? Why?
Yeah.
But, because I mean, like Deadpool in February. Deadpool made tons of money. Mm-hmm. February is not usually a big season for movies. It's like if people want to see a movie, they'll go out and see it.
Yeah. And like a few years before that, fucking 50 Shades of Grey released in February.
Yeah.
That one kind of makes sense, but but like it's still, that was a rated R movie, which usually doesn't do gangbusters at Blockbuster or at the but at the box office, that's the word I was trying to say. But then also it released in February, which is normally considered a dead month. And it did really well for the fact that it was a rated R movie released in February.
Yeah. And like, if anything we've learned from this year with like the blockbuster, like summer movie season, is like you don't need to release a movie in the summertime for it to be a big hit.
No,
because a lot of the movies this summer have made like nothing.
Well, and I think
it was like Dory and like Captain America that make like the most money.
I think it was like correlation, not causation. You know, where they were thinking, oh, we released this blockbuster in summer and it did so well, so it must be the summer that is making this a blockbuster.
That's the thing with like,
where it's like, I feel like it's the movie that made it a blockbuster, and you just happened to release it in the summer.
That's studio brains are basically dumb. This reminds me of the Ghost in the Shell stuff came out this week.
Oh god.
And I'm like, okay, I don't want to see it because they don't have a Japanese actress playing a Japanese character. But if I don't go see the movie, I have the feeling that studios are going to get the idea that we don't want to see a female-led action movie instead of some,
they're going to pull the wrong,
because they don't get. It's like, no, we're not seeing this because it's a female-led action movie. We're not seeing it because you fucking whitewashed a character. But that's not going to register with them because they're stupid.
Yeah,
I don't. So I'm like troubled. I'm like, well, fuck. I don't want to give you guys the wrong impression, but I also don't want to support. It's like you're fucked, you know.
Yeah.
No matter which.
You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the problem with like movie studio heads. They just think in like dollars. They don't think in any other way. Mm-hmm. I ran into that problem at work this week. I was talking to this guy because we were going through it was like a logistics thing where I was like, so I'll just break it down because we don't have anything else to talk about. Who cares? We have some jobs require like a board and a half, right? Some are one, some are two, some require like just a board and a half because of the size, right? So usually what we do is we have a full board and then we have like scrap half pieces that we'll use for that half. But if we don't have any scrap pieces big enough, we'll have to use a full board, right? So then on our inventory, we change that from 1.5 to 2. So whenever we use scrap, that board has already kind of been like written out of the system.
Yeah.
So it's like we have more than we say we do or whatever. I don't know. I was talking to a guy at work about it, and we were like coming at it logically, like how if we do it this way, why? And he said like one thing that made it all click for me. He was like, money. And I was like, oh, makes sense now. Say no more. If we keep that as the 1/2, we can charge them for the other half, even though it's just a scrap piece for us.
Yeah.
It's basically garbage. We can charge them for that garbage piece. I was like, we're coming at this problem logically. We weren't thinking about it like monetarily. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, that's all you have to do sometimes, just say money, and everything just clicks, and you're like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
So, yep. Gonna fall asleep?
No, I'm just yawning.
It's kind of a lazy Sunday.
Yeah, the weather's not been.
It's been fucking
great.
overcast for like a week. It's raining on and off.
Kind of chilly, which I like.
I like that, but I like it when it's like cold like this, but still kind of sunny out.
Yeah.
That's where what I like. Anyway, should we do a quick music minute?
Sure, yeah.
So I've been getting into Vaporwave this week.
Oh, Scott.
Because I'm an old man, so I'm late to the party for everything.
Yeah.
But I really like it. It's just so relaxing. I thought that like basically I'm kind of snooty when it comes to basically anything like internet culture wise, anything that's popular on the internet. I'm like, oh, that's just stupid. But then I thought, all right, I looked it up, did a little research on it, read the Wikipedia page for it. I was like, okay, this sounds kind of like the type of like music I've been looking for this time of year. Mm-hmm. And so I listened to a few tracks and I'm like, okay, I can get behind this. So I just like at work, I'll just put on like a 2-hour Vaporwave mix on YouTube and just listen to it.
Okay, for those who don't know about Vaporwave, explain it.
Oh boy, it's basically like from what I gathered from reading about it, it's like kind of like a satire on like capitalism and commercial culture with music really based off of like the late 80s, early 90s, mm-hmm. and basically like shopping like center music, like mall music, and but it's like modern electronic. That's kind of like the extent that I can explain it. But when I listen to it, sometimes I described it last night because I played a song for my friend, played a song by Macintosh Plus off of Floral Shop, and I played it for him. I was like, I just think of myself in like a jean jacket sitting outside on like a cool sunny fall day, like in the parking lot of a Circuit City in like 1992. Like just like it's just really relaxing. Like that's the feeling that I get from it. But you know, you've probably listened to it before.
Not much,
but you know enough about it to like scoff at me for saying that I like it.
Yeah,
which I totally valid. I think that's a totally fair response. But what would you describe it as?
I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to describe it.
It's weird.
Yeah,
and it's basically like it's like music that you would hear inside a Kmart.
If Kmart's were still around. They are,
but
just
barely.
Not here.
Like the one on Lake Street's like the last one.
Yeah.
Wow. But it's kind of like relaxing. For me, it's good like background music to just kind of throw on when I'm at work, where I need to have something going on like to listen to. So I just put on like a 2-hour mix of it. It all kind of just blends together. You don't really know where one thing ends and the other begins, and you know, the people that make this shit are crazy though. They put out like 15 albums in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Where it's like they just pump that shit out like, I don't understand how you do that, but it must mean a lot of it's crap.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's what I think.
Probably.
I was like, if you're putting out like
15
15 quote like albums, a lot of it's like not good. And the ones that are good are like really good.
It's a testament for the name of the genre, because vaporware is typically just like fluffy garbage bullshit.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know. I find it interesting. Vaporwave art is something that's totally like also fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. But so that's that, and then Green Day released a new song this week.
I did not hear that.
Sounds kind of like a Blink-182 song.
Like a new Blink-182 song?
Well, I think I can play a little bit for you off my phone, and we won't get in trouble if we're just talking about it, right?
Maybe. We'll see.
Who cares? Oh boy.
Well, I have a feeling that if anybody cares, it'll be them and their record label. But
yeah. What the fuck? Well, hold on. I gotta go through like because I played it on my phone, but it was through a website, so it's not in my YouTube history. Yeah. That's what I was scrolling through. Yeah, it's like not really good. I liked the last single, or the first single they put out or whatever, but this one is like, Green Day is one of those bands for me, but I still like, because I love Green Day like in middle school, and they could tour just everything, like even American Idiot and like anything before that, and never put out another record again, and I think they'd still like have like huge tours.
Yeah.
But
man, you got to keep that artistic vision alive, though.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to play this on the podcast. I think I'll just play it for you afterwards.
Yeah, I'll listen to it.
Yeah,
it's give my thoughts next week or something.
Yeah, it sounds like a Blink-182, like a newer Blink-182 song.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very like mid 2000s-y kind of like pop punk, but not the kind that Green Day was, the kind that like everyone else was.
Yeah.
At the time, so. I don't know. That's all I got for Music Minute. I haven't been really keeping up with music recently.
It goes through lulls.
There hasn't been any like big album releases.
Yeah.
That because there's stuff out that I want to get, but I just don't have the money to get it. I'm paying off all my student loans and all that garbage and shit, and I'm moving in a week, so.
Adulting.
Oh man, I'm broke.
I feel ya.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Let me stretch this on for as long as we can. Anyway, if you want to, I've kind of forgot how we even do our outro. I'm online everywhere at Scotty Boy, BWO4Ys. That's everywhere.
You can find me at Hagnerd, Hagnerd. You can follow us at Fuzzy Loaf on Twitter. If you're listening to this on iTunes, you can find us on YouTube by searching Fuzzy Loaf. Click subscribe, give us a like, comment on the videos, do your thing, share with your friends, your family, your dog. If you listen to us on YouTube, you can find us on iTunes by searching Fuzzy Loaf. Subscribe to the podcast there. Give us a rating. I hear it's out of 5 stars. Any amount will do. Leave us a review. And with that, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think we're good. I don't have anything else to say. We'll hopefully have another episode next week.
Yeah, we'll see though. With you moving and stuff.
Well, I'm not moving until after Monday.
Oh, okay.
So the week after that might be.
Yep.
Up in the air. Anyway, with that, we'll smell you later.
Bye.